I was going to begin the video with a fish. I had the bite, struck. 10 seconds later, the tench came off. So I'll kick off with a cup of tea instead. I've had a busy few days in Budapest, enjoyable ones, apart from the result, of course. Back home, travelled through the night, back home yesterday morning, very early indeed. And I spent a couple of hours with my wife, went to bed at 10 o'clock, got up at 2, had some post-match media stuff to do. Granddaughter's with us, went shopping. By the time done everything, I realised the day had gone, but I wasn't that bothered about going fishing anyway. It was a day of recovery, and this is where I'm getting at. It's important, isn't it? Footballers have a day of recovery following a game where you let your body get back to where it was before. And I think for all of us, to perhaps a lesser extent and a lesser accentuated extent, because of the nature of our lives, very different to the intensity of a professional sports person, but it's important to have that rest, relaxation, and as I've said so many times, we push ourselves, but we also listen to our body as well. So I listened to mine yesterday, but this morning it was telling me, let's go fishing, and here I am. Can you believe it? Another hook pull. I've been here 2.5 hours. It's not been very good, although I have had liners and a few. What have I got there? I've actually hooked a spinner, although the trebles have disappeared. I thought there was something on as I was bringing it in. I've had hook pulls and I've had liners. Sorry, I've had 2 hook pulls now and then liners, and a spinner, but no fish as of yet. Will it be a case of third time lucky? I am here for another 30 minutes or so. As long as my bait's in the water, I've always got a chance. Right, let's cast out. Let's cut this line off first with the spinner on. There it is. It's gone. Dispose of that safely. Put a grain of corn on the hook. Cast out and come on, let me get a fish. I want to get a fish. Before I do chuck the lead out again, let me show you the setup. Very, very simple. And I run through all of this in more detail in the blog post. There's the lead, there's the bead, there's the split shot, and the grain of corn on a size 10 hook. And I'm fishing over brown crumb and sweet corn. There's the spinner, and that goes into this particular bag. I always take something like this with me when I go fishing. That's one that had apples in from the supermarket, so I just fill it up with rubbish, then when it's full, put it in the bin at home. It's easy enough, isn't it? If we take stuff to the water's edge, it's just as easy to take it back again afterwards. I'm sure if you're an angler like me, you don't like to see litter left there, not just in a fishing context of course, but generally speaking as well, whether it's fly tipping or which is big scale, or just pieces of paper, bottles and cans that are thrown by the side of the lanes, the fields, wherever it is where we find people, we find litter. It's good just to take it home with you. For some reason I've got a major tangle there. I'm going to sort that out and set up again, because I'm not going to get that sorted, and cast out once more. Will it be a case of third time lucky? Let's hope I can just get a bite. That'll be an achievement, I think, because it's gone very, very quiet now. Unfortunately, on this occasion, I'm going to call it a day. This needs to come off totally, and I need to put some fresh line on. I will be back though later today in the same spot, assuming no one's here of course, because I've baited up that area and I do want to get that tinker on the bank today. But there you go. What I will do, this is important, isn't it, before I put the line in the bag that eventually get thrown away, is make sure I cut it, snip it, so that when it does end up on a landfill, it won't get tangled in the feet of any birds. But yeah, there are times when you carry on and push on, and there are times when you quite simply can't. And this is one of the latter.